Welcome back to another episode of your Daily Dose. There's not a lot going on, so we're gonna do some other things today. Now, of course, I don't know. Have you ever? I have got some solo pulls with some of these things. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, come on, it's pretty sketchy, right? I'd like to finish my index off, but at the same time, those other stones are looking pretty lucrative. I feel like the Starlight Wish is a nice interim event, but it needs to have like a I want to say it needs to have like a backup. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be like a double event with it. Does that make sense? Just because it's so trash. You either get really lucky or you just like, man, this is like the least exciting event out of all the things. I feel like they need to do it in conjunction with some other stuff. But as you can probably tell, they have upgraded the rewards. So that's pretty exciting. Honestly, I mean, I don't. I feel like most players haven't maxed out any of these yet. Like, I wouldn't say not all, but I would say most players probably haven't maxed out Thunder Beast and Kyrian yet. And if they have, well, congratulations. And I don't feel like most players haven't done Zaya's Charm yet either, so that's pretty good. I will be getting that one up to 5 star. I'll get Heavenly Sword to 5 star. I feel like 5 star is like the goal for most of the mythic weapons because after that it's really just grinding it out. But at 5 star, if you don't know, you unlock like the usage of legendary shards instead of epic shards. So I'll show you in a second what I mean. But I mean, look, hey, look, they're gonna give us some index score right here. So I feel like if you're sleeping under a rock, you might not have got your first and second generation mythics to basically 7 star now. And that's not really a criticism. It just means like they used to give us so many of these shards. It was almost impossible not to have these guys at 7 star at this stage. But either way, I want to be doing my indexes and maxing those ones out, which is pretty fantastic. But they are quite generous because they can give us 40 and 40 of these shards, and of course 40 of these. And 40's I mean from a beast perspective, 40's is almost halfway to a full copy of a beast. So when you think of it like that, that's pretty impressive. As for the other ones, maybe not so much because you have to grind those out quite a lot. But I mean, look, hey, free stuff. It incentivizes us to want to play. And I feel like that's a pretty, it's a decent idea. It's certainly going to make me want to complete most of these tasks. Now, if you're curious, you don't actually have to finish everything. As far as I know, like you can actually miss one or two per day and still be able to get like the full pulls. So make sure that actually I should probably say this. If you're at a high enough level in the game and have like unlocked all the features, you can be a little bit lazier. A little bit lazier. Like there's some things that I just don't do. Like I cannot be bothered at all to do Mount Dungeon. Not even remotely could you pay me to want to do that. But like I said, pretty cool. Pretty cool. There are some things we're going to talk about. Mainly, it's going to be some of the upgrades, which I feel like it's worthy of discussing. So, with the update, there was a couple of things that have been sort of time release dropped. And one of them would be the treasure hunt, which I could show you visually on the screen today, which is quite nice to be able to show. But the other thing that I feel like most players have figured this one out, but they have added Sky Piercer to the store. So if you are thinking about building that to 1 star, or if you haven't yet built it, I would strongly recommend buying those shards every single day. And of course, they have included the Generation 5 here. Now, you can only get 3 of these a day. It's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, by the end of a month, that's 90 shards. By the end of 3 months, that's 300 shards ish, which is pretty much where most players are at to get them to 5, 6, and 7 star. So you'll be able to slowly accumulate enough there. And of course, as you know, the game will progress where you'll be able to buy them in lots of 12 as well. And by that stage, I feel like you're just finishing off indexes anyway. Um, Honestly, nothing really new happened here, which is cool. I mean, I didn't really think there would be anything to happen here. I will grab this one. I do recommend buying this every single day. You're going to need a lot of those. Another thing that I need a lot of is these things. So I think I might. How many of you have I got? I only got 40 of you. Yeah. But I do want to keep buying these. I do, in fact, want to keep buying those ones. We actually have 300, well, close to 300, because of the story mode. So at the end of the video, if you stay tuned to the end of this video, I will be showing you the last chest on the second one. The Phoenix one or the Stone? I'll show you. I'll know what I'm talking about. Stay at the end of the video, and I'll pin the comments with the right answers on the actual original playthrough videos so that they get some recognition for giving us the advice. So I think every video I will show, well, for this week, every video this week, I'm going to show the last chest for the story of times. Or the last two chests on the last event. But we were talking, and I digress, I apologize. We were talking about the. So if we go into trials, it's easier to go this way. We were talking about some of the shop upgrades, which was some questions there. Now, honestly, I don't feel like they're they don't really add anything to the arena store, which kind of sucks. But here you can actually get 5 a day, which is quite nice. Before, I believe it was 3, so make sure you're maximizing some of those shards there. Nothing really new in a lot of these other areas. I finally did max out all of my purples. It gave us like I think once I put all of the things in it, it gave me like maybe I want to say 1 billion power. Arguably less than that. Wasn't impressive. One thing that I will say though is, obviously, if you're getting to the point where you're evoking things, this is available. A lot of players are still not there yet, which is absolutely a-okay. I'm certainly not. I have to admit there are things in this game where if I was to play it again, I probably would prioritize slightly different. Certainly getting all of my guys up to Eagle, probably using the event currencies to do that is, in my opinion, worthwhile because of the stat bonuses. Um, but honestly, it's, yeah, give or take. You play the game how you want to play the game. They still haven't added anything here, which I thought was a little bit suspicious. I would have thought that maybe they would have dropped the price on some of these things, particularly like the Quillians, because like you need so many of them and they're really sort of obsolete. However, this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. So if you haven't been progressing along with your trials, I probably would say if you're doing yourself a bit of a mischief, you can now have access to the Generation 1 and Generation 2 Mythic Charms. And of course, that means that 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3, 4, and 5 and 6 will eventually be there. And I assume Arcane in the very, 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 very far future will also be there. So if you haven't been plugging along with your trials, I would recommend going and trying to see if you can get some perfect clears. If you are stuck, always go back to the most, I guess, the earliest unperfect cleared, if that even is English, the earliest stage that you haven't perfect cleared yet, and start working your way up there. Don't like waste your attempts every day. I know it's easy just hit that blitz button and be lazy, but you actually, I want to say this, and I'll show you on the screen. The upgrades you get from trials, like the power boost, is phenomenal. Like I don't know what it is about that, but like it legitimately gives you a lot of power once you start getting every single fight. Like you get the 5 tactics. It's legit. This, I mean, take it or leave it. They haven't upgraded this store. It sucks. Obviously, if you're in a position to buy these 50 a week, and you can buy 50 a week, you will actually get a pretty good power boost from this guy. So I would try to, I would actually say, if you are in a pretty active legion and you're able to get a lot of those additional bandits to fight yourself to accumulate these gold coins. Maybe keep some in reserve. Obviously, as you progress in the game, you're still going to need a couple of hundred here and there in order to max these out. But eventually, you're gonna achieve this, right? So realistically, if you start now and you start to buy some of Lu Liang's or Ma Liang's shards, grab some of those. Alternative, always every single day buy these. I don't care what you think. Trust me, buy these ones. Give or take. I mean, if you want to start progressing your Starstones, it isn't actually a bad idea to start doing that because these are a pain in the ass to acquire. I really cannot be half-assed to try even doing the Starstones anymore. And also, it's about 650, I believe, of the gold merit. Buy these each week if you can afford it. That's going to get you a piece of gear every single month. Actually, almost a piece of gear every single month because I think you need 120 shards. So give or take depending on the events and what you pick in the Starlight Wish, you could probably be able to pick that up every month, a piece of gear, which isn't actually bad. It kind of leads us into the Summit shop. We're going to skip through that because I think is that it? Yeah, there's nothing really else to talk about. So the Summit shop was something that people were interested in, sort of me giving a little bit of an overview. So you for gold can exchange to buy these cheer tokens. Now I've already bought a couple of them. I bought 100, and they are quite expensive. So if you wanted to max it out, it's going to cost me 16k gold. So overall, I believe it was around 18k gold to buy all 900, give or take. Could be wrong. Could have been a little bit more than that. But I'm going to say 18k gold for the purpose of this video. So what do you get? So the cheer tokens, as it explains, cheer for contestants in Warlord Summons. After the season ends, you can exchange the items in the Summit shop before they're cleared and the new season begins. So there is an option, I believe, I could be completely wrong with this, but I thought it was in conjunction with Warlords Clash, because there is a summit option there. And I assume you could cheer for them and potentially get it right and therefore get some tokens. Now, they don't really talk about that in the tooltip. Again, it could be a new game mode, but as far as I know, it's really just it's just an additional currency. So if you're like to think of it in that perspective, it's a way for you to sell. Well, it's a way for you to bypass the auction house system. If you do the math for 300 of these tokens, it is about 6k gold. So if we get to on to 300, you'll see on the screen, it is 6,000 gold. And 6k gold is basically what you would cost in an auction house to acquire, at the bare minimum, one of these Exalted Star chests. And likewise, I believe this is about 10k gold. So if memory serves me, I think these were about 10k gold in the auction house. There might have been 8k gold. I feel like it's 10. I don't believe there's any. I think it's comparative value. I don't think there's any edge in this. However, if there is a way for you to acquire some of the cheer stones from betting on things in the Warlord Summit, that is probably where you get your competitive edge. But basically, if you wanted to, you could start to farm some of these superb refining jade stones because they are quite expensive. My opinion on this is I'm taking the advantage of grabbing a couple of these manuals every single time just because I think that's where a lot of players are going to get stuck with their Arcane strategists. They're going to need a lot of these and not have the ability to do it. Of course, you should be farming your military books every single day where possible. But if you do get short, obviously you can acquire some there. But my opinion is it is the same. It is the same comparison at the moment. If you were to buy these out, you can basically spend your 16k gold. You can get a mythic selection chest, or sorry, a random chest. Again, not fantastic value when you think of it. It is random, so you could get some doubled ups and some duds. You could roll the dice and see if you do get lucky here, but of course you are going to get some legendary heroes or weapons, so arguably that isn't a terrible investment. If I was to really think about it though, I would start to work towards grabbing every single month because this will reset, assuming this is tied to the Warlords Clash. This will reset every single month. So you should be able to start to farm Superb Jade for gold. And then, of course, you should be able to acquire some of these formation manuals. But that's my 2 cents on the shop. I'm not going to spend any of the gold because realistically, I don't, I'm not perplexed about getting my Stark Armor up just yet. I believe there'll be other ways in the game to acquire some of those mythic Stark Armors and weapons. And it's just really just being patient at this stage. And is it a trap? It's just the same value. It's literally the same value as the auction. So you don't have to compete against anyone. Did I get lucky? Did I get lucky with any of my drops? I did not get lucky with any of my drops. Damn it. I fought the arcane dude, the dragon, and who else did I fight? I can't remember. I fought the other guy. I want to get my beast raid out of the way, but nothing dropped for me. Surprise, surprise. All right, Starlight Wish. Let's see if we can do some pulls here. Maybe we get a full copy of our dude. We got a strategist, and that's it. So we had two of those ones. Wait a second. Wait a second. Come back here. I knew I had a couple more pulls. All right. That was just a teaser. Let's see if we can get another one. Uh, 6 star. Ooh, man, I'll take the 6 star shards. I don't care. The Gen 6 shards. But I think overall there hasn't really been a great increase to potential. I don't believe that they're going to give us any of these mythic summons. Like, I'm pretty sure these ones haven't been upgraded. Just save your things for the events when they do roll around, and that's pretty much it. But I would encourage everyone to start to participate a little bit more to acquire some cool stuff from the East Wind. Now, moving on, let's have a chat about the story of time. So, if you have progressed along, and the videos are up, the guide videos are up for there. If you get to the Stone Sentinel Maze, by the way, I think there was a second secret one here that I showed on the screen. I actually did it randomly. So if you get to the Stone Sentinel Maze and you follow along here and you clear it following the video guide, uh, you'll eventually come down to like this section over here where you talk to little Zhuge Gao. So the hidden chest, as was pointed out, is in fact in the worn torn box. So all you need to do is go over there and you get 30 stamina, and that is your perfect clear. So I hope that helps some people. The other ones, I swore the other ones was over here, but it wasn't. One of the tricky ones was there's a chest over here. There was a chest in the tree over where I'm tapping on the screen, um, which was quite interesting. So that was like the hidden one over there. So if you get stuck, just follow through the video. I know I talk a lot in there, but you'll have to suck that one up. Phoenix Screams, we'll be doing that in tomorrow's video when the other event drops, and we'll be talking about that one. So we do know where that one is located. So thank you so much for obviously dropping the hints in the videos. They'll be pinned up with the correct answers. But if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification button, jump into our Discord and link in field below. And if you see me on Facebook, don't be afraid to say hello there, like, share, and comment on the post. But until next time.